Hello everyone, this is Chrism, and I'd like to welcome you to another conversation about your Kundalini awakening experience. In this conversation, I would like to discuss with you the differences in perspective and in your response to various social situations with regard to your Kundalini. Not everybody's going to agree with you. There's going to be many people who will not agree with you, who will say it is of a satanic source or demonic source or a dark spiritual force, this Kundalini that you have. And I want you to understand that this couldn't be further from the case. Okay, no matter what kind of social environment that you grew up in, or religious environment, things of that level, your grace is just not well understood by the masses. And it's been one of the reasons I've been putting out these YouTube videos, was so people who can come into this with at least a balanced perspective about how they feel about anything, rather than being vectored towards one extreme or another extreme. They can come in and they can kind of make their own determination on how they feel about the Kundalini. But for those of you that have it or that want it, I want you to know this. I think it's important that you know that most people will not agree with you, and you need to be forgiving. You need to forgive them when they say that you're possessed, or that you have demons, or that you're a member of a negative type of spiritual thing, scenario. Okay, you're not. Actually, you're quite the opposite. You're very positive, very beautiful, very enlightened individual as you go through the Kundalini. Now, in the early stages of the Kundalini, your ego is going to be fighting with you over control, over how you express yourself within social situations. You may be fighting, say, if you've been raised in a doctrine of extreme absolutist ideologies. Well, you're going to have, your ego is going to be saying one thing, and your Kundalini may be saying another thing, and you're going to have to find the balance in between those two poles of understanding. If you're able to just relax and get out of your fear or your anger, if you indeed are having those emotions, and just allow the work and the feelings to help you determine, where your levels of acceptance are within this experience, you may find that the difficulties you're experiencing, the anger, the dissatisfaction, the fear, the looming insanity, these are all purification forms. These are all platforms of purification that are being given to you to rid yourself of these imbalances, to bring out these blockages. And in order to bring out the blockage, well, you must face the blockage. You have to face the difficulties before you can resolve the difficulties. And so within that understanding, I'm suggesting to you that you actively do this, and you don't let your ego interpret what it is you're feeling. Now, of course, the safeties are modulated around forgiveness and tolerance and honesty and truth and love and enlightenment and patience and integrity and these really wholesome, wonderful ideals. And the worst thing that can happen to you from practicing the safeties is you become a better person. That's the worst. The best thing is that you take yourself on the path of enlightenment in a very proactive way. If you have anger issues, if you have issues that are carried over from, say, childhood abuse issues, issues against authority, issues against being abused, issues that you may have had firsthand experience with. These are areas that you're going to need to look at very carefully, and you need to forgive those situations that occurred for you. You need to forgive them. You need to forgive yourself. You need to forgive other people. You need to really face that blockage, look at that anger, and take care of it. Take care of it. And by doing so, you take care of yourself. So within these somewhat extreme social environments where emotions are becoming very pronounced and very raw and very, they can be angry. They can be very difficult. I want you to remember this. I want you to watch this little short video over and over and over again, and don't be afraid to challenge your anger. Why are you feeling angry? Okay. Do you understand that in many cases a person that has Kundalini had to go through very, very, very difficult experiences as a child, and that it all serves the purpose of having the Kundalini now? As I mentioned in other videos, when you have a difficult childhood that blooms into a Kundalini awakening lifetime, that difficult childhood was there on purpose for you to have the Kundalini awakening in the later time of that lifetime. And so you do need to do the inner work in balancing those areas, balancing those difficult times, using forgiveness as a tool, using tolerance as a tool. Help yourself with these tools. Don't just enmesh yourself in anger and swagger around, projecting your anger on other people or other situations. It's not going to help you. That won't help you at all. Makes the blockage bigger and bigger and harder to unravel. Practice forgiveness, active forgiveness for yourself, for other people that have caused you problems. Let me say it again. Practice forgiveness, active forgiveness for people who have caused you problems in your life, your problems, or if you have perceptions of people that have caused problems for other people and you just, your anger just wants to vent. Don't let it vent. You don't need to express these issues of rage or anger or jealousy or abandonment or abuse anymore. Practice the safeties as much as you can. Every day, all day. Practice them. Thanks for watching.